Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's weekly collective reading for the week of August 7th through the 13th. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot reading for Soul Illumination. Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Lauren. We're going to be taking a quick look at the energy for the week ahead. This is a collective reading, so this is for everyone. And I'm going to start here by pulling two main cards to take a look at the general theme, and then we'll dive into pulling some oracle cards down here to take a look at the four different aspects of our experience. We'll be looking at love and relationships. We'll be looking at our mental aspect to our experience, our physical, and our action and passion-oriented realm there. Okay, so we have regeneration. Love this card. This is, if you see the number 46 represented there, the number 46 breaks down to the number 10, further breaking down to the number 1. This is about wholeness, endings, and beginnings. For me, the number 4 always resonates with the color red, which is one end of the color spectrum that we as human beings can see. And number 6 for me always resonates with the visual color blue, which is the other end of the spectrum. So because we can see ultraviolet, which looks very similar to blue for ourselves, and then we have the infrared. Now for me, when those two colors come together, it's very symbolic of the magic and wholeness and the kind of divinity, the underlying grand design to what we are and everything in our experience, which is, for all we know, the universe and beyond. But there's a sense here that when those two colors come together, they actually form the color magenta, which is a color that we, at this point, we as humans are only one of the few creatures alive on this earth that can actually see the color magenta. And the color magenta is very unique in its own way because it actually has its own unique wavelength that is separate from both of those two colors coming together. So it's very interesting. I'm getting just intuitively that this is that week where we really step into the new for ourselves, but new in a way that is not throwing out the old cycle that we're all moving kind of from and then into the new. It's that we're beginning to take the lessons and take the important aspects of what happened in the last cycle for each one of us, and we're now beginning to grow it in a new way that is fresh, that is in alignment with the energy of love, and it's all about building foundations, because that's what the number 4 speaks to, building foundations. The number 6 is all about the energy of love and what we can build and create in our physical experience when we come from the energy of love. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read in the book that comes with this. I'm just going to read the little excerpt just so we can get kind of a more broad there's my pencil. A more broad perspective on this card as well. So let's jump right in. Number 46. So regeneration, essential meanings, rebirth, second chances, which I love that coming in there, new opportunities. It says second chances are available to you now. Whatever opportunities you thought were dead or are I don't know why I can't speak. It says, whatever opportunities you thought were dead are now revived in a more authentic, stronger form. Whatever you may have perceived as a failure or loss is now being replaced by something better and more powerful growing in its place. This rebirth is assured. Step into your new life. Destiny is being fulfilled in wondrous ways. And I'm going to read the prosperity message as well. It says, what happens when it appears you failed at something? Do you see the beauty in the lesson? The understanding that arises from difficulties is like a seed that lies dormant for a time. Then, once it germinates in your subconscious, it pushes through into your awareness. It is becoming apparent that there is a new you, a new start, a more powerful version and form of what you began to plant in the garden of your imagination has surfaced. You are ripe for success. New opportunities, much better than those that came before, appear like gifts from the gods. Now is one of those times when out of seeming loss and failure comes remarkable abundance. Do not dwell on the past because you really are experiencing a rebirth. And I do absolutely believe that this is the energy that we are all coming into. So beautiful energy. I mean, we couldn't have, I think, a better card to be coming into the week with. And, you know, there is something about this week that really does speak to new opportunities, to kind of having, I think, the clarity as well, as we are having that eye towards the new, and we are kind of getting ready to release that past cycle that we've all come from. There's a sense of being able to see new opportunities for what they are as the new version of us, where we might not have otherwise seen them. You know, we really have to be in a place sometimes when the universe is trying to give us that new opportunity. We have to be in a place where we can either have the courage to take the universe up on that offer, or where we have learned something about ourselves to where now we see something that maybe in the past would have scared us, or we would never have considered it. Now we're in a place where we can consider it. And then we have the Hermit as the secondary energy, which is beautiful as well, because the Hermit speaks to finding our magic within. It is a soul-seeking energy. It is one that asks us to really find the star, the guiding principle that we each have within ourselves, and bring that outward to shine for others to see. That's what the Hermit does. He brings his magic, his dreams, his guiding principles, and holds them proudly in his lantern so that he can see his way forward. But in a way, it's also like a lighthouse where others can see by the light of your star. And the beauty of this is if we all get a chance to do that, and we all get a chance to shine our magic in that way, then we truly light up the darkness. And that is something that I'm absolutely feeling. I've seen it a lot in my meditations about there's like the seeding of new light on this planet and possibly in the universe, depending on how far you believe life expands out there. But I absolutely do feel and believe that. So this is a week where we're each being asked to find our own light within. And that can actually be maybe as we start to shine that out, what attracts to us that new opportunity, that second chance at something. Okay. So we have here, for looking at love and relationships, we have simple acts of kindness this week. Will go a long way, it looks like. So simple acts of kindness. It says kindness energizes you and brings happiness to those around you. The number 5. The number 5 actually speaks to change. It speaks to freedom through change. And this may be where we start to really become aware of our own impact in our experience as we look to shine our brightest. This can be where we are simply looking to shine through the energy of love in all of our interactions this week, in all of our relationships with others. You know, this is the being aware of holding the door open for a stranger, of offering a kind word to someone as you pass by, being that listening ear to a spouse who just needs to get something off their chest, being open and available to your children. You know, sometimes, you know, there are these moments in life where something crosses our mind, you know, like, oh, I should tell that person that they look beautiful, you know, or, you know, you're watching somebody struggle as they're trying to get something out of their car, and you're like, man, I should really offer to help, and then you don't. This is the week to hold yourself aware and accountable in that moment, to actually take yourself up on that nudge and interact or engage with someone in a way that is truly showing kindness. And that actually might be the gateway to opening the door for a new opportunity. Okay, I'm going to pull a card now for the mental plane of our experience. What are we being asked to really embrace in our thoughts and in how we communicate? So we have, you're already doing it, stop overthinking, keep facing your true north. I like that. There's a sense here of something growing that is kind of beyond our control. You know, when I was talking about here with the number 46 and with those two colors coming together and creating the color magenta, there's a magic that comes through in the understanding that there are certain things that are beyond our control. In fact, the majority of things are beyond our control in our experience. But there's also a sense of kind of almost surrendering to, in the mental space, surrendering to the divine design and divine timing, that now is the time for something that we might have again failed at or had hoped for and it did not come to fruition, that now it's the perfect time for that to come in to our life experience. And we don't have to sit and kind of clog up our mental space by worrying about it, by wondering, by looking and thinking, is it this way or that way? It's saying it's just happening. So be at peace and have that faith that again, an area of your life where you feel like you might have failed, or an area of your life where you really would have liked to see growth and there has not been, that is going to be the area that will see the most growth. And it's regenerating as we speak. Okay, all you have to do is find that magic within and shine. Shine your light out into the world. And that can be hard. That does ask us to have courage. We are still in the Leo season, so what better season to be able to take the energy from that sign and really be able to have that courage to shine authentically. Okay, so in our physical experience, we have surrender frustration. So it says, frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. And yes, when we think about, as we are starting to allow something to emerge, because we're all kind of being thrown into the new, there is a sense of maybe that finally getting to that point where you're like, why didn't this work out for me? You know, I'm looking back at the past cycle and I didn't get a chance to succeed in some aspect of my life experience, or I really want something to happen faster. You know, this is almost like seeing that plant kind of come up from the, poke its head up above the ground there, and you're like, oh yay, and then you come back tomorrow and it's still just this little teeny plant, and you're like, come on, I want the flowers, or I want the fruit, or I want whatever you're supposed to grow for me. And it's saying, this is, again, I get this strong feeling of just really being focused this week specifically on the present moment, on where you can focus on simple acts of kindness to others, but also to yourself, to where at any point where you feel like things aren't happening fast enough, or where you're not getting that moment of maybe time to yourself, to give yourself that own act of kindness, to say, I'm going to take a deep breath, I'm going to slow down, I'm going to be kind to myself, my mind, my body, my emotional state, and I'm going to surrender frustration. And I'm going to trust that everything is happening as it should be in the right timing. And I'm going to just focus on getting myself to a place of equilibrium so that I can also then continue to extend the kindness that I'm offering to myself now out to others as well. And that's a nice thing to think about at all times, because when we get frustrated, often that's when we can lash out at people unintentionally, and that can actually be very wounding and hurtful. That can be where instead of us offering a loving, kind word or offering a kind hand to help, we instead get, because we're in a hurry or we're getting frustrated, we say something snarky or mean to the help clerk behind the counter, and it's not their fault. It's just that we're the ones frustrated. So yes, we have the Queen of Pentacles in our action zone here, which is beautiful, because what better person to tend to a new plant that is finally sprouting and coming into being than the Queen of Pentacles. She is the mother archetype in the tarot. She is the individual who quietly and with dedicated patience and focus looks to grow and nurture her pentacle into the tree that it will become. She's nurturing the seed. She sits in a place of deep knowing and patience because she understands that everything in life takes time. There is an ebb and flow and a right time for things to come into being. She knows that when she plants that oak tree, the seed for the oak tree, that oak tree is going to take many, many years to grow into the beautiful tree that she finds herself sitting under now. So there's a sense of deep knowing, but also, again, getting to that place of faith in that preparing yourself to be in a state of patience, that we are just at the start of a new cycle and new things are coming in, new opportunities are presenting themselves, but those opportunities may take years to develop into something much greater. And, I am a big believer of anything worth having is definitely worth the time and energy and the investment it takes to grow it into what the true potential of that thing. Now, those of you, including my parents who know me well, I am someone who likes to get things done. I am the person who probably has, for the majority of my life, sat in a place of frustration. But I have had to learn to train myself to get more into this energy of the Queen of Pentacles. And it is amazing that when you get into that place of confidence and faith and really into the rhythm of divine timing, there is an ease with how things come in. And again, there is an opening for you to really be able to then, through that ease, extend yourself where you can in a way that is kind to others. Beautiful energy here. I'm going to pull just a couple clarifiers and I will wrap up the reading. For those of you who are interested, I will be doing a quick 10-minute read for each sign based on the cards that have come out here. And you can watch that for your sun, moon, rising, or all of those signs. You can also look for your Venus and Mercury placements, which I highly recommend as well. Okay, so I'm going to jump in here and I'm going to take a look at surrender frustration, because let's see what we're most frustrated about. I get the feeling that we're just frustrated that things aren't happening as fast as we want. There could also be a feeling of excitement as well. When we're getting to that place of, ooh, the new is coming in, we can also get to that place of, but I want it to happen. Like, it's so exciting. It's so wonderful. I want that new job today. I want to meet the love of my life today. Because who wouldn't, right? Okay, so we have the Ace of Pentacles, we have the King of Wands, we have the Hermit and Justice. Beautiful. There's the Ace of Pentacles. There is that fresh start. That's what the Queen holds. She holds the Ace of Pentacles. And with the King of Wands, this is all asking us to really step into that position in our life where we are looking to nurture a fresh start, a new opportunity from a place of leadership based on what we're passionate about. This is saying we will get into the place of nurturing something because we know that as we nurture this new opportunity or the new possibility or the second chance that's coming in, we're also through that nurturing what we are passionate about. There's the Hermit as well. The Hermit speaks specifically to, again, finding that magic within, finding our star, finding what we uniquely bring to every situation and having the courage to shine it outside of ourselves openly, authentically, and there for others to see. And then we have Justice, which is divine balance. It's truly the divine kind of order principle when we think about it like that. It can be the making and breaking of contracts, but more than anything, what I'm getting at, what I'm feeling here is a divine balance between us finding our magic within, us allowing ourselves to shine authentically so that other people can shine authentically, and stepping into a role that, again, is one where we lead from a place of what we are passionate about, and we focus. You see him, he's looking at this pentacle. He's focused on his opportunity to get to do what he's passionate about. He's not going to sit here and, try to push his pentacle on others. He is dedicated to taking action in a way towards, this might be where only he sees that pentacle as the opportunity. So keep that in mind for many of you. And there is a sense here with this cycle is going to bring something into balance or bring something into order and a place of harmony that maybe otherwise has been out of balance in your life. So, and I love that. And it could lead to the making or breaking of a contract. This could lead to the new opportunity could truly be where you get a new job offer or where a relationship comes in and you do have to commit. Or the opportunity could even be where it's time to release a commitment to a job or a significant other. But either way, I do feel with the frustration, there's a sense of like, well, I want this to happen now. I want this pentacle to be the tree today. And it's saying you'll actually discover more about yourself in the journey of nurturing this, because when we think about you're already doing it, it's saying you're on the path. It's happening. The seed is sprouting. But now it's time to nurture it. And in nurturing it, you are going to, again, develop a greater sense of what you're passionate about and how to lead from a place of authenticity in this next cycle that maybe you weren't able to do in the past cycle. All right. I will leave it all there for you. I look forward to seeing you all in the individual sign readings for this week. I hope you all join me over there. If you would like to book a personal reading, you can click on the link in the description box below to visit my website. Otherwise, the full tarot scope for each sign is also up on my channel. So if you'd like to go ahead and view those, you can go and do so. And I hope you enjoy them and get something meaningful out of them. All right, everyone. I will see you next week for the next collective reading.